Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. Hi. How is everyone? Did you get any sleep at all? We are going to have such a great day today. Let me tell you how today is going to work. It's going to be exciting. Hold on. I've got myself in Dolby Stereo. Hi. It's so early. Oh my gosh. And Juan is in the house. He's going to be my moderator. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I love seeing everyone here. It looks like we've got a lot of people, but somebody's hungover. I'm not surprised. Hi. I love seeing you all here. It's so wonderful. Okay, let me tell you how today is going to go. I'm going to talk to you guys today about 2023 and the most important transits that are happening, that are coming up. Now, I want you guys to get your piece of paper and your pencil, and of course, your gorgeous natal chart. And I want you to take some notes because it's a ton of information. And when I was preparing this video for you, I really got a good look at the whole entire year. And I'll just tell you that this year is just packed. So I'm really going to do mostly the first half of the year until July. And then I'll give you some really important dates for the second half of the year, but I think I'm going to have to do a part 2 video on that. And then you guys, I'm going to start doing transit videos monthly for you because so many people have asked me to do those. And I'm going to do those monthly for you. And then for my super supporters, hold on. I was going to say for my super supporters, I'm going to give you extended content. So every single month, I'm going to give you a deeper dive into each of the 12 signs. I'll do an overview for free on my YouTube, but then for members only, you can get the extended content. I just wanted you to know that you'll be getting monthlies. You're going to get a part 2 of this video. And you're going to also get, if you are a super supporter, you're going to get a deeper dive. Okay, so my screen is, of course, crazy. Hold on. We're going to start here in a second. I have too much going on. Happy New Year, everyone. Gosh, I'm so excited y'all are here. Oh, I want to tell you one other fun thing. You guys can spend the whole day with us. This is so exciting. Susie's going to come on right after my live, and she's going to be doing 30-minute yes or no tarot card readings for y'all for Happy New Year. So just hang on after this live, and you can get your tarot for the new year done. Okay, so I'm going to try to share my screen with you. Let me pull this up. Just hang on one second. It'll be worth it. I hope you guys are all wonderful. And this is going to be a really big year. Can you guys already feel the energy shift? It's pretty big. And just so you guys know, I came on here without any coffee. Can you believe that? And my sweet husband went to the store to get me some coffee because we ran out. I was like, no, I cannot do this without coffee. Well, you guys can, if you have to go, you know, it will be on replay here. Natalie says, I just received 5 charts from Soul Navigation. I'm so excited to learn. That's so great. Yes, you guys can go shop in my store. And by the way, get your orders in before January 8th because the store is taking a 2-day vacation, and there will be a little bit of a lag next week. So if you guys do want to order something, I really recommend you do that now. Okay, let's share my screen with you. And we're going to pull up this chart. Here we go. Oh, how about if I use my microphone? Tell me if this is better. I told you I haven't had coffee. Here we go. Happy New Year. Does my microphone work? I hope it does. I'm reading all your comments. So I have you over here if I'm looking down, and I have you up here. So you guys, the first thing I want to tell you is the biggest astrological influence that I really, really want to talk about is Saturn and Pluto are entering new signs. And it's a pretty big deal. And we talked a lot about in my last video, we talked a lot about in the last video, we talked about Pluto moving into Aquarius and what that was going to look like. And if you guys haven't seen that video, I cannot recommend enough to go watch that, because I talk about, you can see on my chart right here that Pluto is at 27 degrees, but it's going to go back to 29 degrees. And when that happens, we're going to see real crisis in the world. Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, hold on to your hat, buckle in. But the next thing that's happening right here is Saturn is going to move into Pisces. And I want you to take some notes. Oh, look at this. I got my coffee delivered. Yummy. I like to see what you guys are saying to me too. Okay, hold on. I know it's a lot, right? So right here. Now, what I want to say is, if you were born between December 1964 and March 3rd, 1967, do I have any of you in the house? Are any of you here? If you're born between December 64 and March 67, you have Saturn and Pisces. And also, if you were born between May 20th, 1993 and June 29th, 1993, and then January 28th, 1994 through April 6th, 1996, you also have Saturn in Pisces. Oh, Whitney's here. Hi, Whit. I love you. So you guys are having a Saturn return, and that's basically if you're 29 years old-ish and around being 57, 58. So this is going to be really profound for you. And this is a year where if you're having your second Saturn return, so if you're in your late 50s, this is about really growing, maturing, and stepping into your wisdom. This is about really knowing what you want out of life. Hopefully I haven't had a second Saturn return yet, but I do have Saturn in Pisces, and I will. I don't think it's quite as painful as the first, but if you were born in the 93, 94, and you're about 28 years old-ish, you're going through your first Saturn return, and I'll just tell you, it's excruciating. It can be really, really, really hard and super painful. And I have a whole video on a Saturn return, and it's called The Most Important Saturn Aspect of Your Life. So I want you guys to watch the Saturn return videos on my channel because they're pretty deep. And I also want to tell you that it takes almost 2 years for Saturn to go through Pisces. So let's see. You have to remember that Saturn takes 28 to 30 years to go through the entire zodiac. So it's going to move into Pisces on March 7th, and it's going to stay there until May 2025. And then it goes back into Pisces August 31st, 2025 through February 13th, 2025. So that's about 2 years of it dancing in and out. And I want to tell you that Saturn in Pisces is really confusing. And if you guys know some Pisces words and what Pisces rules, feel free to write them in the chat. But Saturn teaches us our limits, but Pisces rules the space that is boundless, that is the great cosmic playground, I should say. And so one thing that I want to tell you is that this is really an odd combination. And I live with this combination, so I know how odd it is. But I think that we are shaping a new understanding of our world during this Saturn and Pisces time. And I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm going to talk to you in detail about it. We're just getting warmed up. But let me just move the clock. Here it is. See, you can watch Saturn at 29 degrees. And here we go, March 7th. And when Saturn moves into Pisces, we're seeing the planet Saturn, which is the planet of the patriarchy. We're seeing traditional ways of being and thinking. We're seeing the concrete legacies that we have built for ourselves. And we're seeing our governmental policies and systems and rules and regulations that we all abide by, no matter what country you're in. We see all of that shifting. And Saturn likes to build things. It likes to shape things. It likes to form things. It likes to give order, timely order to things. It's the chronology of time, of the alphabet. It is masterful. It's a mechanic in a way, because it makes sure that all systems are operating. And Pisces is the nebulous. It's the shapelessness of the world. It is it is water. So it's a body of water that has no real form to it, no real shape to it. It's sort of an unpredictable in a way. It is the colorful dream world. It is the artist that lives in you. It is the divine spirit. It is the divine energy. And so Saturn in Pisces is asking us to compassionately, I believe, surrender to a new reality. And I think our world will change so dramatically over the next 2 years with these two mega shifts, Pluto and Saturn. We're going to talk a lot about both of those, but and I'll go deeper into it. But I think what's happening is we're starting also a profound healing journey for ourselves, for the collective, for marginalized communities, for those who suffer, and for our earth. And we're being asked at this time, March 7th, to go inward and to search for the deeper meaning of life. the deeper meaning of your life, and then share that meaning, which I believe is love, share that with others. Love, grace, forgiveness, peace, compassion, security, safety, and learning how to share that with other people in a better way. So think about it this way. Saturn is the tangible, concrete world, and Pisces is the intangible, intuitive, shapeless, formless, infinite world. So I like looking at what you guys are saying to me. So I want to say it sort of this way. Saturn is the book that you published that is sitting on the bookshelf, being sold in stores, and you earning cold hard cash from those book sales and putting it into your bank account. That is Saturn. Pisces is the poignant, colorful, beautiful, meaningful story that you told through the thoughts and the ideas that came into your mind. Where did those thoughts come from? Where did those thoughts come from? Were they given to you? Were they channeled? I think we're going to also see that there's going to be massive, massive, massive creative breakthroughs in art. I think you're going to see new kinds of art that you never even dreamed of. And so where do you have Pisces in your chart? What planets do you have Pisces in? Do you have Pisces energy at 0 degrees or 1 degrees or 2 degrees? Because this is happening in that space and place in your chart, so you can see the subject matter of it. And I'm not going to go through all the houses and all of that in this video, but I will do all of that for my members only. So if you guys aren't a super supporter and you want to be one, we're changing the super supporter situation just a little bit, but you can go check it all out. It's in my notes section below, and you can just join on my homepage, and you can choose the $2.99. It's only $2.99 a month. You support the channel. It's a great way to say thanks. And also you'll get the deeper dive every month. So you'll get all my behind the scenes extended video content where I'll go specifically into house placements, and I'll go specifically into all 12 signs. And so I hope you guys will like it. I think you will. So I would love for you to join. And I made it so it's really affordable for everybody. I still have my superstar level too. So there's more benefits and perks for that one if you want to go check it out. So let's keep going with this just a little bit. But wherever Pisces is in your chart, this is where you're being asked to sort of go within and search for the intangible meanings, search for your intangible values. So that would be love, intimacy, courage, hope, faith, right? Abundance, a new belief system. And you're being asked to create a new concept, a new system, a new project, a new program, a new form out of your intangible belief system, okay? And then share it with the world. So let's just say you want to work with, I know I want to work with abundance, the concept of abundance. So what can I do in a Saturnian way? Hey, you guys, I'll try on this assignment. What can I do in a Saturnian way to create the kind of abundance I want in my life? How can I reach more people? How can I expand my my work? What tangible, concrete things can I do? Well, I'm building a podcast. I hopefully will have time to take on more creative projects. And I need to build a structure or a system in order to embrace abundance and create abundance. So what do you want to create? Do you want to create love? Okay, well, in what concrete way can you create love? Well, you can get off your couch, right? You can go meet people. What about courage? Let's say your concept is courage. Well, how do you want to create a more courageous you? So tell me some things that you want to create. Will you guys tell me some things? Oh, thank you all. And I believe Saturn and Pisces will push for a really big message collectively for all people, all shapes, all sizes, all genders, all people, and all of the diversity that goes along with people to be seen. And I think there will be a bigger push and a bigger understanding that we are all one, even though some of us still behave and act as if we're not. Sorry if you're hearing me sip my coffee into my loud microphone. More abundance. Charlie says more abundance, security, and happiness. So your homework assignment before March 7th is to go inside of yourself. And Pisces is going to show you the things that you believe in that are intangible. For my non-primary English speakers, the intangible is the values that you cannot touch. Hope, love, right? Banana Berry Wise, I love you. She wants to create confidence. You know, the thing about confidence is nobody else can give you confidence. Confidence is a self-made thing. And one of the ways that you can create confidence, really, it's the only way. You don't have to sit around and summons confidence. You can't do it. You can't just summons it. You have to go out and take risks. So every single day, Banana Berry Wise, you need to take a risk until pretty soon your risks will be getting bigger and bigger. They should start small, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you fail, you forgive yourself and you try again. And that's how you grow confidence. You can do it. So put together a structure to sort of help you with this intangible value system. That's what I believe Pisces in Saturn is asking us to do. I do want to see all people, all sects of society valued. And I really love the younger generations that have gotten really loud about that. I feel very grateful for them. I've always lived that way my whole life, but I was stuck inside of systems that didn't always allow me to expand that part of me as much as I wanted to. I love what you guys are saying. Confidence, personal integrity, healing, eliminating my insecurities. Oh, I love you too. Dora says, I'd love to connect with more like-minded people. That I would say that would be called being inclusive, right? So if you guys are putting concrete structure to it, that's great. But I want you to know the Pisces part too. And the Pisces part is the intangible part. So I'm just going to sneak in here a little bit closer to you right here. And hold on. I'll bring my chart back up again later. Personal integrity, that's a good one. So that's being your word, walking your talk. So if my personal integrity is to not overeat, right? Like I've made a promise to myself, let's just say, to be honest around what I'm eating. Well, then I go sneak my bag of M&Ms, right? I'm not in my integrity. I'm not my word. So being my word and being who I say I am is really, when nobody's looking, that's really, really, really a good one. I'm going to tell you guys, we're going to see the patriarchal playing field will shift yet again. It will. And the patriarchal playing field are, it's basically the traditional male dominated boardrooms, political rooms. And I hope that we see this inclusivity with Pisces in sports, in politics, in the boardroom, in the bedroom, in all of it. But we're going to see that there's going to be also during this time, this is March 7th. Let's see what the dates are for March 7th through May 24th, 2025. So this is a long time. It's a really, really long time. Oh, I realize I gave my dates out in a wonky way. So it's March 7th through May 24th, 2025, but it slips in and out because it retrogrades. Saturn can retrograde for a very long time. Yay, Susie's in the house, you guys. So stay on afterwards, and she's going to be doing tarot readings, 30-minute yes or no's. We were talking about you earlier, Susie. Let's keep going because look at all my notes, you guys. I have 1,000 pages of notes, and I want to get this all out for you. I think we're going to see the patriarchal playing field shift. I also think that we're going to see that there is going to be an emphasis on trying to cure the drug crisis. Now, we've been doing this since the 80s, but fentanyl, meth, heroin, cocaine, but you watch. I mean, there's going to be a big emphasis on drugs. And I think we're going to both cure it and then legalize it. So I think marijuana will become legal, maybe not at the federal level, but all across the United States. I don't know about other countries. I think it will eventually get there to other countries. Is it legal in the country that you live in? Is marijuana already legal in the country that you live in? And tell me yes or no, and then what country you live in. But I also want to tell you that psychedelics are going to become massively huge. They're already being legalized here in my state. They've proven to have incredible medicinal powers. And they're the next thing. And in Portland, Oregon, they have a whole school where you can go train to be a psychedelic practitioner, aid to help somebody in their vision work. It's illegal here in Sweden and in most of Europe. Interesting. Do you think it will become legal? Do people want it? It's illegal in England. Wow. It is in South Africa. What, illegal? Not legal in Hungary. France, not yet. In Germany, the government is discussing about cannabis. It's illegal in the Philippines. Yeah, well, I guess we're advancing this. I don't know. I'm not promoting it, Karen. She's like, Meredith, people will go crazy with drug overdoses. Yeah, it's already happening. The fentanyl crisis here in the United States is absolutely horrendous. It's terrible. And I'm not promoting it. I'm just talking about what's going on and what we're going to see. Can grow in South Africa. SA. What's SA? I hope it becomes legal all over. Well, what I'm telling you guys is these are the conversations. So you might see that when Saturn goes into Pisces, you might see that both psychedelics and marijuana will become more legalized around the world. And Annika says she doesn't think it's going to anytime soon. And remember how long this Pisces transit is. It's till 2025. So, that's one of my favorite movies. Everybody should watch that. Fantastic Fungi on Netflix is so worth the watch. It's brilliant. Yes, it is. It's phenomenal. But you watch, psychedelics are going to become huge. They're going to become over the next till between now and 2025, they will become very normalized. You just watch it. Homelessness is going to be at the forefront of our causes and our conversations. We're going to get very real, very, very real. Even the people that don't believe are going to start to believe about the potential of climate catastrophe. And I want you to see that we will mostly see our catastrophes around water. So, and that's because it's Saturn and Pisces. So we're going to see high seas. We're going to see low tides. We're going to have flooding, hurricanes, droughts. You're going to see that there's no water or too much water, frozen water, icebergs are melting, excessive rainfall, and droughts in the desert. So water is going to become our marker, our beacon, and also our problem. And I want to tell you, this is a time to really cherish your water. You're going to see contaminations in water, in rivers and streams, and this is going to be emphasized. So with Saturn, what I want to tell you is a problem will come to the forefront in order for it to get our attention, in order for us to create change, health, and wellness. So you'll have both things. You'll have both a crisis and a remedy during this time. Just look at Indonesia, flooding all the time. Yes. Oh my gosh, I know. Ayahuasca is becoming more common. I can see that. Yes, that's another like psychedelic, right? Hi. So I think we're going to also see massive, massive technological shifts around virtual reality. And that's going to be with our Pluto movement, our Pluto moving into Aquarius, but we'll talk about that. But I just want to tell you, I want you guys to think of Steve Jobs, the wonderful Steve Jobs, who created this thing. You like my fancy phone? Who created this thing, right? So he's a Pisces, and when you get Pluto and Aquarius and Saturn and Pisces, it is mind-blowing. I mean, we've got Albert Einstein and Steve Jobs in that energy. So what you can create, Pisces is so massively colorfully creative. And then Aquarius is the technological genius. So virtual reality is going to be, is just going to be off the hook. Like pretty soon, everybody's going to own a drone for a camera. I'm not joking. It's going to be a common household thing. I love Jason Mraz. I think he's all about love. The latest evolution. I am from Indonesia. Are we going to be doing good in 2023 as Pisces? Yes, but we're going to be growing up. Rosalind says replicators, flying cars, med beds, yeah, and robots. I want to tell you on the hard side, I think we're going to be dealing with more deception, more confusion, more scams and ripoffs, more scam tactics, and that will be devastating to people. It already is. I talked about that in one of my videos where, the pig butchering scam out of China. And I've had a lot of victims. I've had probably 5 clients that were victim to the pig butchering scam. If you don't know about it, Google it, watch it on YouTube. It's just god awful. And my clients have lost their homes. They've lost their inheritances. So deception is going to be huge, and being able to cut through to see through the truth will become a little bit harder. And I think that's because of artificial intelligence as well. It tricks us, but it's also good for us. By the way, I want to tell you guys my own account. Somebody on, I don't know, Instagram, TikTok, they have built like 5 accounts in my name with all my photos. And then they write to all of you saying, oh, I need to cast a spell, or I see bad energy around you. You guys, I never talk like that. I would never talk like that. And I don't solicit any personal readings. Yes, I'm on YouTube and I promote my shop because it's a great benefit to you. And I promote getting a report and being a super supporter. And please be a subscriber. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, but I would never reach out to you personally and tell you that there's bad energy in your life and that you need a reading with somebody from Team Soul Navigation. Never, ever, 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 ever till the day that I die would I do that. So please know, if somebody does that, it is not me, most likely. And all you have to do, they're pretty obvious, is first of all, they don't usually have very many followers, but if they do have followers, just go look, see how far back you can see the photos roll. They usually only take like a page of photos. And I'm like, this is just so obvious. Karen says, we will block those accounts, Meredith. Thank you. I really appreciate it. If you guys see somebody like that, just block. Just know it's not me and block. There's only one of me out there, and I don't solicit you. Yes, Susie's right with the word spell. You know, I can cast a spell, or I will pray for you, or, you know, those are just scams. Yes, a fear tactic. If I'm writing to you with fear, it's not me. Nah, thank you, Karen. You're not about that, Meredith. I'm so glad you guys know. So I want to tell you guys another thing, and that is Pisces in Saturn rules the feet. And I know it sounds like what am I talking about? But I do really want you to be careful with your feet and your ankles for those 2 years. Like, don't take chances, don't take risks. If you need a new pair of shoes, get a new pair of shoes. Do not, like, if you don't wear high heels, it's not worth it if you're not really solid in them. So take very good care of your feet, baby them, get your pedicures, and take care of your toes and your toenails. And I don't want you to have them removed, and take care of the circulation in your feet, because your feet are fragile. They're very, very fragile. And trust me, I live with this aspect. My feet really, really suffer terribly and chronically. So Pisces is in Saturn is also asking you, I want you to think about it like this. It's asking you to define color. So how would you define the color green if you were talking to somebody who couldn't see it, right? Yeah. So it's like going down deep inside of you. How do you connect with others? How do you connect with source? This is a spiritual awakening, a spiritual maturity too. And how do you become one with others? How can you make somebody who doesn't look like you or doesn't come from where you come from feel your presence, your love, your appreciation for them? Be curious about them. And this is also a time when you are being asked to understand, to write, to communicate your spiritual story. What is your spiritual story? Who is your God? How do you connect with your angels? What do you have faith in? This is a time to restore your faith in. Alien is right. That's the only place I have comfort with my feet, is in the ocean. The ocean takes the pain away. It's very funny. So I'll just tell you guys, in well, let's see, how old was I? In 1993, I was diagnosed with very severe rheumatoid arthritis, and I was an invalid for 5 years. So I couldn't walk, I couldn't take a bath, I had to sleep in a chair, I couldn't lift a coffee cup, I couldn't cut my own meat, I couldn't brush my own hair. And my feet were just shattered. They're just shattered. So I really struggled with that. And I'm so happy that I have found not remedies, but I have found a lot of help in the world. So it's just sort of a private struggle that I've had my whole life. Let's go on and talk about Mercury in retrograde dates. We're going to be in this Mercury in retrograde until January 18th, 2023. So not a great time to start a new relationship or open up your business. I would wait. But it's also not a super scary time either. Don't let people scare you too much in the Mercury in retrograde. Don't let them scare you too much. But I do want you to know that it's not a great time to launch your new project. Just wait until after January 18th. Write these other dates down, okay? April 21st through May 14th, that's going to be Mercury in retrograde. August 23rd to September 14th, that's our next Mercury in retrograde. And then our fourth one is December 13th to January 1st, 2024. And those are your Mercury in retrograde dates. Those are the times when you want to sort of take yourself out of starting a new project. But if you've already started it, it's okay. And I have lots of Mercury in retrograde videos on my channel. Let's talk about Pluto moving into Aquarius. Now I have a whole video dedicated to this. I have a whole entire video. So please watch. It's called Pluto moving into the 29th degree. I want to show you. I'm going to show you guys I'm going to share my screen with you. Here you go. Oops. Oops. Here it is. Okay, let's look at this. March 22 days. So it's actually on March 23rd. Dun, dun, dun. Here we are. This is a really big day, okay? So it's going to stay here till 2043. I mean, that's a long time. That's a lot of us, most of our life. Thank you, Rosalind. You're so sweet. Okay, so much to say about this, but we're about to enter huge futuristic technological progress. This is going to be massive, 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 massive. And look at this, when it moves on this day, we're coming off of the new moon in Aries. I'm going to talk to you. There's some really magical dates. So stay tuned because I'm coming up on these magical, magical, magical dates that I want you to know about. We're coming off of a new moon. We've got this Mars at 29 degrees Gemini. I mean, it's just about to move into Cancer. And we have this Saturn at this 1 degree Pisces. And then we've got Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius. So it's almost like this brand new breath. And this is at the spring equinox. But I want to tell you that this futuristic technology is going to affect humanity at such a vast and wide and massive level. And we may become even a victim to the advancement a little bit. And yet, ironically, it will advance our lives too. And so, where do you have 0 degrees Aquarius in your chart? That is a very, very, very big point in your chart, because that's where Pluto is going to sit. And if it's touching a planet, it's going to activate that planet. Or if it's in aspect to another planet. So if you have a 0 degrees Leo, if you have a 0 degrees Scorpio, if you have a 0 degrees Aries, it's going, sorry, I meant Taurus. I didn't mean Aries. I meant Taurus. It's going to impact you in a very large way. It's going to give you extra power and probably want to really advance you. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I think we're going to see like hologram relationships, more relationships with robots. We're going to see robotic companions in taking care of elderly people. We're going to see new robotic technology throughout the workplace. And will the technology destroy us or advance us, or both, right? Because it's Pluto. There's a mixed bag with it. And does it make you feel like not of value? But get ready to learn and get ready to keep up with technology, because this is a time and this is an arena where you can be left behind. And I'm speaking to myself because I'm not a technological guru. I know enough to be dangerous, but I would not say it's a strength. I would say it's a place in my life where I have to ask for assistance. I need a guide or a mentor. I always know there's probably guaranteed somebody who knows something about technology better than me at any given time in any given room. So I speak to the people of my generation too, Gen Xers, like really do not lose your technology skills. And I'm not so worried about you millennials and the Zers. You guys got it down, but you're going to see the next generation is even more so than you, which is like a little crazy. I also think we're going to see the rise of neurodiversity, and we might redefine the word autism again. Before we had Asperger's, then we moved it just to autism. Now neurodiversity, and we might even get more. There might be even more of an emphasis on how do we take care of now the neurodivergent people in our lives that are now going to be getting older, right? Now they're not babies anymore. So basically, if you guys are a super supporter, come join. If you're not, it's only $2. And I'm going to go deep into the meaning of all of these shifts through the houses and for each of the signs. So I'll do deeper dives in my members only video. And I think you guys will love it. I think you'll love it. Now, I want to tell you something. Pluto in Capricorn, which we have been experiencing for all these years, has really shaken up. It has shook up our corporate and our political and our patriarchal corruption in the world. And when I say patriarchal, I don't mean to be a man hater. What I'm saying is the men in power that abused their power. There are a tremendously there's a tremendous amount of truly good men in the world, but there are the Bill Cosbys and the Harvey Weinsteins too, right? And some people abuse their power even unknowingly. It was a culture, right? There was a cultural, yes, you can have that. Yes, you can do that. Yes, nobody will care. Yes, nobody's looking. There were no checks and balances. Well, that's gone now. That's totally going to be out. And primarily because the millennials, the Gen Zs, even the Gen Xers, they're not going to put up with it. So we have been shaken to the core of our foundation of society when Pluto is in Capricorn. And I think in other countries, this is being exposed too. It might be, it might just like the drugs, the psychedelics and legalizing marijuana, it might be a little bit behind, but it is there. And I want you guys to tell me if you relate to it. Do you see, well, look at Iran over there, God, struggling, trying to just have their voice heard. That just gave me chills. And so they're very behind. But I think that we're going to see, I think we're hopefully, it's my hope, I pray that we will see more progress. But I want to tell you, I want you guys to think about it this way really quickly. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was 1778 to 1798. And if you think about that, that was the time of the American Revolution. That's also the time when France, do I have anybody from France here? By the way, I love the New Year's Eve at the Arc de Triomphe in France, in Paris. I thought it was beautiful. And I think they win the most beautiful New Year's Eve celebration in the world, personally, because I thought it was just gorgeous and massive. So tell me if you're from France, and tell me if you were there last night, because I'm jealous. But anyways, I want you to think about around 1778, France entered the American Revolution on the side of the colonists, and they basically turned what was a civil war, a war, just on our land. They turned it into an international conflict. France did. And the British surrendered to Yorktown in 1781. And the Americans had finally won their independence, but they were not free. They were not fully independent, and the war didn't stop until 1783. That's all when Pluto was in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius is the revolution. And you are going to see that we are going to have revolutions on all different subjects. And they're going to go fast. Why? Because of technology. A lot of them are going to be promoted and propagated, if you will, through technology, not through, muskets on the battlefield. And so what new revolution will occur? Well, I think this war in Ukraine is massively critical. And if you guys didn't watch my video last year on Vladimir Zelensky, God bless that man. He is the world's hero, and Putin and their charts. Please go watch that video. It was really fascinating to do. But what I was going to say, yes, that was sad, France losing the World Cup, but we love Argentina, right? We were really torn, Karen. But what I was going to say is that if the Ukraine falls, it really does open up the gates for Putin to step into Europe, which is crazy. It really does make us tremendously vulnerable to that man. So thinking about Pluto in Aquarius has me thinking about the revolutions, the miniature ones and the big ones that we want to take on. It has me thinking about Iran. It has me thinking about those girls in Afghanistan that have to go home from school, and the Taliban shut down their education. It just breaks my heart. So I want to tell you, if we think technology has advanced, with the iPhone, we have seen nothing yet. I mean, we are going to see so much technological progress when Pluto goes into Aquarius, like medicine, like you cannot believe. I mean, look at how many, men are choosing to become women, and women are choosing to become men biologically now. And you can actually, pick the gender of your child. You can make the child with certain genetics that you like. And also think about, what are we doing to ourselves and our families around living so long. You know, we are outliving our own biology due to science and medicine, and that is going to elongate. So, you know, in Japan, that they have such long lives because they eat so well. You know, they have their great grandparents, they have their children taking care of their parents, grandparents, and great grandparents. Yeah, those millennials. And I think the depression and the psychological pressure around that, the emotional pressure is really tough. So my question is that at what point does technology take over the humanity inside of our souls, right? And how important is it for us to unplug from technology? And how dependent are we? And it's scary, right? It's exciting and it's scary. What all are you saying to me? Crypto will get destroyed and replaced. That's what Alien says. And I totally agree. I never invested one dime in it. I know there are a lot of crypto astrologers out there. I never got into it. And it will get destroyed and replaced. And I think the only crypto that's really going to survive is the one that the government creates, because that's in their best interest. I do think you're going to see money move and change in this Pluto Aquarius. I think you're going to also see that equality, justice, and social change are on the forefront, especially with the Aquarius Pisces interchange, Pluto and Saturn. I mean, right up front, it is going to be massive social change. We tried to do it with Capricorn and Pluto. I mean, we just got pissed off, right? And we wanted to see the demise of, but instead we saw a lot of tyranny with these kind of corrupt world leaders, including our own. The corruption inside of so many, how do I want to say this? Let me just say what I think we're going to experience now instead. I think we're going to experience a push for equality. I'll just leave it simply like that. March is one of the biggest months of the year, and it is so big, I have to talk about it. And again, I'm going to do the monthly horoscopes, and every month I'm going to do them. So I will do a January forecast too, but I really want you guys to just know these big moments for 2023. Russell Brand is very insightful when it comes to politics. Yes, he is. He is just an anomaly, isn't he? His Gemini brain, I would love to live in his mind for a day. Oh, Charlie's brilliant. She says Aquarius is paradoxical. So it could be equality at times with some established inequality. Mm-hmm. I could have never connected with you without technology. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, what the heck? I have all these new friends in my life because of you. And I absolutely love it. Let's keep going. You guys get out your notebooks. March 21st is such an amazing day. Let me try to, oh, we are sharing it. Let me go back. I want to show you this day. La, la, la. Everybody put March 21st down on your calendar. I don't care what sign you are. It's got so much interesting information in it. So first of all, it is the spring equinox. It is the very first day of the year astrologically. It's right here, March 21st. You can see a 0 degree sun with a 0 degree moon. We still have our Mars out of bounds and in Gemini, but it's finishing up. It's a real power day. And I think that this is just absolutely crazy that this is the first day of the zodiacal year and you get a new moon in Aries on this day. You've got the Saturn in Pisces. And let's just move this right here. So we've got our last breath of Pluto at 29 degrees. So it's in its last minutes, right? It's in this last minutes of being in Capricorn. Hold on. And it's about to step into the revolution, right? And then look at this right here. 2 days later, we've got Pluto changing. So we're at the tail end of energy when we get this new moon. So on the 21st, we have this new moon, but we have the tail end of Mars and we have the tail end of Pluto. We already have Saturn sort of leading the way with the new energy. But I want to tell you at this time, you're really going to feel the changing of the guards, and it's going to have a lot of power. So this is a new moon that you really want to manifest on. Mars is going to move into Cancer on the 25th. So mark that down because this day is also very fascinating. We've got the 0 degrees Mars, the 0 degrees Pluto. And what I want to say about this is I think there's a little bit of a deep breath here. I know Mars is in conflict with all that Aries, so it might be a little bit stressful, but you'll see that with Mars slowing down, the world is not as frenetic, it's not as chaotic, and it's sort of a timeout from all of the information overload. Now you can process with your heart and with your intuition. Yeah, this is a really, really powerful time. So it's a time to really celebrate. And this is going to move us emotionally into the things we really care about. Let me just tell you something. The reason why there are revolutions, the reason why people show up to vote, the reason why people go to the front line voluntarily, right? The reason why you march in the streets, the reason why you eventually speak up is because of one thing and one thing only. It's not because your mother told you to do so. It's because you care. It's because of this thing in here. It's because of this part. So a lot of people think, oh, Mars in Cancer, I don't want that. That's in detriment. It actually is, it's a passionate movement. You are moved, you are stirred, you care, you feel. This is like the Pisces and Mars is the spiritual warrior. This is the emotional warrior. So this is, damn it, I've had enough. I care too deeply. I'm going to do something about it. So it's not just the frenetic, buzz. And Mars has been in Gemini for 6 months. I don't know about you guys, but I'm exhausted. It's been opposing my sun and it's just had me under just crumbling, just too much. I'll just tell you a cute little sidebar story. So we usually go out and do New Year's Eve in a big fun way. We have fun going out doing something. It's not always super fancy, but it's always something. And so my husband asked me, so do you want to go out for dinner? Do you want to go over to we've got 5 different invitations. What do you want to go do? I'm like, I want to do nothing. He's like, no, really, what do you want to do? That's not like you. I said, I want to do nothing. So he asked me like the day before yesterday, so do you want to just go down to my favorite restaurant and get steak salads? And I'm like, no, not really. Can you have it delivered? I want to do nothing. And he was like, Meredith, really, what do you want to do? Come on, tell me what you want to do. I'm like, I'm being honest. I literally want to do nothing, no thing at all. nothing. And then it was getting 5 o'clock at night yesterday, and my husband just didn't believe me. And he's like, so do you want to go to our neighbor's house? You know, they're having a little get together, a little party. I'm like, I want to sit in my pajamas and I want to turn on the television. I haven't watched a movie since, I haven't sat down and watched television like since Gilligan's Island in 1976. Not joking. I'm not joking. I have no time. And so he's like, are you serious? I said, yeah, I want to wear my Christmas PJs and, you know, maybe drink a nice wine and watch a movie. So Mars in Cancer is going to slow us down, and we're going to hopefully become thoughtful towards ourselves, thoughtful towards others, thoughtful towards our earth, thoughtful towards our water. I want you guys really to pay attention again to water. Now, when Mars goes into water, we have to fight for the water. So clean water, purified water, cleaning up our water. So pay attention to your water. Oh, Annika says she's having a Mars return. Yeah, so if you have Mars in Cancer and this Mars is going to sit on your Cancer, you're really going to feel this. You might even take up causes that make you emotional, causes that make you feel, causes that move you. You guys watch. There will be movements. Why? Well, Pluto moved into the revolution, right, with Aquarius, and now Mars is in Cancer. And it's how are we moved? How are we stirred? What do we care about? Tell me what you guys care about. Oh, my sister's on here. How sweet is that? Everybody say hi to Linda. She's my beautiful sister. I've been exhausted this entire year, Rosalind. I know. I told my husband, oh my God, I'm actually washing my PJs and I'm going to have clean PJs and clean sheets and I am checking out. Yeah. Oh, I see. Annika has it in Gemini. Yeah. Well, when you have your Mars return, you really feel in alignment. You kind of feel in alignment. You kind of feel your energy in a very good way, a loud way. I want you guys to know that this can be an emotional time, but get in touch with your heart and with your emotions. So April 21st, I gave you the Mercury in retrograde dates. That is when Mercury is in retrograde in Taurus. So the only thing I want to say about that real quick is between April 21st and May 14th, I would really take a look at your money. Your investments could go backwards. Your bank accounts could dip. You could make a wrong investment. It's a great time to reassess your money, recount your money. And also, I want you to know that you could speak from a lack at this time when Mercury is in retrograde. So do not let yourself get overwhelmed with self-doubt or self-worth. I want you to plant prosperity, abundance, and self-worth and self-love at this time. And that's April 21st through March 14th. Now, this is a huge day. This is a big day, and it's May 16th. So everybody write this day down, and I'll show it to you. Okay. Let me show this day to you. May 16th. By the way, I hope you guys are all subscribed, because one of my goals, I was telling you about what is your intangible goal. One of my goals is to create abundance. And I would love to create abundance on this channel through this channel. This is one of my venues. And so my goal is for 2023 to reach 100,000 subscribers. And I mean, I'm not far from it, but it's not a simple thing to do. It's not easy, but If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you are. And do you guys get the notifications when I post something in the community page? I hope so. Oh, good. Juan is such a good moderator, isn't he? I love it. Okay, so May 16th, look at this day on here. Jupiter moves into Taurus, but more than just that is happening. Are you guys able to read the charts? I hope so. And if you need help reading a chart, you can either get on my calendar for a reading, Susie's calendar for a reading, or Connie Joe's calendar for a reading. If you just want to look deeply into your chart, and this is a good time to do it because it's the new year and you can do an overview for the whole year. If you can't afford that, you can also get my report called my 365 forecast, where you get your entire forecast for the whole entire year, specifically based on your chart. And that is a great report to get. But I want you to see this right here. Not only is Jupiter at 0 degrees, right? It's conjunct the North Node. That's destiny. That's an abundant destiny. And it is square to Pluto. Pretty big deal. Really, really big deal. So, what else do I want to say? With this Pluto Jupiter, it can create millionaires. I'm just telling you, it's a lot of power. And you can also see that this would create maybe too much of a good thing where somebody gets too much power, but we'll probably see the secrets uncovered around money. Maybe millionaires not paying their fair share and they get busted. Maybe people get financially in trouble, like out in the public eye. I mean, maybe we see like the corruption is exposed in even a bigger way. And, Taurus usually brings good fortune in Jupiter. It's fantastic. But with it being square to Pluto on this day, we are going to see some sort of financial secret or financial crisis come out into the light. And I also want to say that this would be not a bad time to start a new financial venture or a business or committing yourself to a new personal wealth plan, right? And now I would also say this is a really good time to get out of debt, pay off your credit cards. So make it a goal around May 16th to either be out of debt by then or get out of debt or pay off your credit cards. You might have a temptation to splurge, but I'm kind of suggesting don't do that. Now, as soon as Jupiter moves into Taurus, it's going to make 3 major aspects this year, and it's going to square to that Pluto 3 times. And it wants us to limit ourselves a little bit, rein ourselves in. So you might feel that you have a lot of confidence and ambition with this aspect, but and there could be blessings that really find you. Like this can make a millionaire out of you. You can surely like win big. But if you're not grounded in your integrity and your morals, this could really flip on you. So just make sure you're doing it in a way that comes from your highest best self. And when we're all aligned with the collective good, that's when Pluto in Aquarius does its best work. So when you're not cheating anybody to get ahead, that's when you're rewarded. If you are winning because you're cheating, it will catch up to you at this time. You'll see. You could even like lose your job, or you could really lose massively. So all the little wins along the way, if you cheated to get there, it won't be worth it. If you cheated on your college entrance exam, this is probably the day you get busted, you know? Oh my gosh, Danica, Mary, I took your advice and I stayed home last night and I heard a constant stream of ambulance sirens all night where I normally wouldn't hear a single one. Definitely was a dangerous night. I know. So last night, my daughter wanted to go out, and she's just a brand new driver. She's 16 years old, and she wanted to go to a party that wasn't very far away. It was like, I don't know, 5 miles, but you have to drive on the freeway. And I just told her, no, you can't do that. Our friends 4 houses down were having a party, and I told her she could walk to that one. And she's like, Mom, that's not fair. I don't want blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sorry, that's your choice. Either stay home with me in your pajamas, or you can go over to your friend's house that you will walk to 4 houses down. And then at 12:30, I need you to come home and look me in the eyes and talk to me. So I'm staying up late for you. So yeah, I was like, we're going to lose somebody last night. We're going to lose somebody. And I don't want that person to be you. So no. I know I can be a mean mom because I know the astrology, a professional astrologer, mean mom. 15 minutes a month with Susie is a great investment. I have my personal transits explained, and I'm prepared on how to tackle every situation. It's just great. Oh, thanks, Annika. So Susie's having a flash sale. So if you want to get on Susie's calendar, she's only having it through tomorrow, I think, right, Susie? It's only good till tomorrow at 2:00. You're taking it down. She's having a flash sale, and she is discounting all of her readings. So go check her out, soulnavigation.com, click on book a reading, and then you can find Connie, Joe, me, and Susie there. And Susie's having the flash sale right now through tomorrow. So if you guys want to try it, and then just what Annika said that you can get your monthly. Oh, Teresa agrees. Susie's wonderful. Such a great reader. We love you, Susie. We love you. I love having Susie. And I love Susie's Friday nights. Have you guys all seen her Friday nights? We have a lot of people here right now, so maybe not everybody has. June 11th. Let's take a peek at it. So this is a big time when Jupiter goes into Taurus. I want you to know your money can really expand, but you have to be in your highest best self. So go fast forward. We're going to go to June 11th. And don't forget, I'm going to do extended versions. And if you are a super supporter, you'll get all of that. I'm not doing that today, but I will have that up probably this week for you. So let me just look at this. Hold on. Oh, okay, you guys. So June 11th is a little bit of a hard day. Can you guys see why it's a hard day? Dun, dun, dun. Pluto goes back into friggin' Capricorn. Oh, God, exhausting, right? So it's going to go back into Capricorn at that perilous anaretic degree, 29 degrees. Now, this is where I want you to watch my video that I did. I think it's a 2-hour video. I can't remember if it's alive or not. I think it might be alive. I don't know. But it says the 29th degree. I don't know, Juan, if you can find that video and put it in the chat, but it's 29 degree Pluto. And I want you to watch that because I talk all about what does it mean to have Pluto at the 29th degree. It is really the psychological, it is the death of our psychological wound. So where are we wounded as a nation, as a country, as a world, as a collective, as humans? And it's an ending. This is an ending phase. We are literally shedding and letting go of Capricorn issues, which we've talked a lot about. And it's like we want to go forward, but we have to stop, step back, and reflect in the retrograde. Then we advance, and then we stop, reflect, and reorganize and go forward. So it's not a straight shot. It's not just like boom, a rocket ship, and we're off. I want to tell you that we're going to see people's careers, reputations, their businesses close or flip or shut down, break down. Authority figures that are not in integrity will be exposed, will be arrested, will be captured if they're criminals. But the rug is going to get yanked out from underneath us. Oh, good. Juan says the video is under the live tab called 29-degree Pluto moving into Aquarius. How will it affect you? Thank you, Juan. Thank you. So that's the video I want you to watch. I love this day. This is June 19th. Let me show it to you. And the reason why I love this day, I wanted to give you guys some good days too. And one thing I haven't talked about is the lunar and solar eclipses of the year. And I will do a whole video on those because you need to know the eclipse days. Those are so critical. This day is really, really interesting. And it's because we have got Jupiter in Taurus. Why did I say this? June 19th. Jupiter in Taurus. Oh, sextiling Saturn in Pisces. Thank you, Meredith. Whoa, I was like, why did I love this day? I love this day. And this is a day when you can like get shit done. This is a really magical time. This is a time when all the hard lessons that you have learned sort of accumulate in positive karma and allow you to really pop, allow you to really get where you want to go. If you don't see the progress of your year by June 19th, then you probably have to switch up your game because this is such a good day. This is where you have taken the steps. Remember, I told you to figure out the intangible value that you have in your heart. For me, I'm creating abundance this year. What are you creating? Love, security, confidence, right? And this is the day where those concrete steps really pay off. And this is when when you can see your path very clearly. This is a day of abundance. So there is also, hold on, this is a time when the North Node right here, let's look at it. Here we go. It's going to change. So you're going to look at the North Node right here. It's going to move into Aries. And it's almost there. Hold on. Right here, July 12th. So this is a giant destiny day. This is so, so, so massive. And if you're an Aries, a Capricorn, let me say Aries, Libra, Cancer, or Capricorn, it's giant for you, especially if you're born on the last day of the sign. Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. If you're born on the very last day of that sign, it's huge. Now, this deserves its own video, and I am going to do a whole entire video on the change. I am looking forward to this. I cannot wait for the South Node to get out of Scorpio because it's so damn dark. It's just so dark. Okay, so what I want to tell you guys is, hold on. What I want to tell you is on this day, July 12th, we are going to feel a major shift. When the North Node moves out of Taurus and into Aries, and these are cardinal signs. This is big energy, big, bold energy. And this is going to be also a little bit of a time where people are really focused on what they want. You know, Aries, and I don't mean to be rude to my Aries. I find Aries to be quite refreshing, but it's all about me and, you know, what is best for me and how do I get my goal accomplished. And so it's laser-like focus, if you will, intense, passionate focus on my goals, what I want, right? And the Libra South Node, we're supposed to sort of leave the people pleasing, we're supposed to sort of let that go. And we're going to draw good boundaries that serve ourselves. So it could be selfish, but it could just be also really refreshing, because one thing that I have found is that when all people are successful, there is a collective happiness level that rises above, right? Miserable people create miserable families, create miserable communities, create misery in society, creates miserable lives. So I like the individual success leads to a collective happiness. That's how I'm choosing to look at it. Now, on July 22nd, I want to tell you, and I'm going to need to talk about Venus in retrograde. Right here on July 22nd, I know it happens. Venus is in Leo, but it goes retrograde. Let's just see right here. So on July 22nd, Venus is in Leo and it's going to go retrograde. I just want to tell you, when Venus is in retrograde, it's a really easy time to get duped around love. So make sure the person you're dating does not have a dual identity in some way, is not tricking you or deceiving you, is not actually closeted married. And this is a time with Venus and Leo where we want to be seen, appreciated, adored. And we have a lot of desires, but it's retrograde. So your old lovers that might not serve you or might not be good to you might come back into the picture. Past relationships might want to redo. You might struggle inside your love relationships at this time. And let me just see. Oh, I will tell you, you could actually become newly creative. There might be a new creative movement inside of you. And Venus is going to be in Leo for 4 months. The hard thing about this glorious, gorgeous Leo is for much of that time, it will, it's opposing Pluto. So it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag. And so that's why I love Venus in Leo. Oh my God, who does not love Venus in Leo? Who has Venus in Leo? Don't you love it? But it's a little tiny bit unique because it retrogrades and then it opposes Pluto. And it's even going to square Jupiter. It's just in a little bit of a sensitive place. So this is what I want to tell you. At this time, July 22nd, you're really going to get in touch with what love really actually for real means. Love probably does not mean your bank account is full. Your partner is paying your way in life. You're probably going to see that you are going to redefine what kind of love you want, what kind of love you have, and what kind of love you don't want. And there's going to be a big need to reflect around your past. You want to be careful starting a new love when it is in retrograde, but let's see. It's going to, Venus is in Leo starting June 6th. It's going to have 3 squares to Uranus in Taurus right here. Venus square Uranus. So that means funky love, weird love, shocking breakups, you could just be ghosted, left, just like find out shocking information. So that's going to be a very interesting time. So if you guys want, I'll do a whole Venus retrograde, Venus and Leo video for you. And it lasts until October 8th. So it's a long time. Let me tell you when the squares are. Venus retrograde is squaring Uranus on July 2nd, August 9th, and September 29th. So think about it 10 days before, 10 days after those dates, July 2nd, August 9th, September 29th, 2023, because that's a time when like love can blow up, love can shock you. You can attract unstable love. There is some sort of shocking or surprising news or new thing around love. So lots and lots of change. Also, things move super fast under a Uranus square. It's like boom, 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 and it's out of the blue. And it is sort of shell shocking. So you could step into a new relationship, but if it's when Venus is in retrograde, I don't totally trust it. You really got to make sure it's not a scam, right? Because we also have that Pisces in Saturn. So I think, let's see, Pluto in Capricorn is squaring the nodes. Yes. Okay, look at this, July 22nd. This is just sort of a crazy day because you've got Pluto at that 29th degree Capricorn squaring the nodal axis. So this is a day when we are going to see a karmic payout. This is going to be a destiny day with Pluto squaring the nodal axis. How interesting is that? And let me just go back one day. Look at this day. So July 21st, write this day down. This is even a bigger day because Pluto in Capricorn squares the north and the south node, and it opposes the sun. And this is a power day. So be careful. We will probably lose people on this day. And this is a karmic day. So whatever happens on this day, there's big destiny issues around it. And it is a day that can potentially change your identity. And if you are born on the 29th degree of Cancer or the 29th degree of Capricorn or Libra or Aries, this is a bullseye day for you. I would really suggest you get a reading so we can look at your whole entire chart. Susie says we'll see big celebrity breakups. Yeah, we'll probably be a little disillusioned on this day. And you guys, you know me now that I am chronically talking about the 29th degree. And look at the 29s in this. So I want to know the baby that is born on this day. So what's happening at this time? Well, Capricorn is sort of wrapping up our old issues that we're sick and tired of, that we just want to finally end and move forward with. And we are asked right now to really resolve our aches, our pains, our grudges, our wounds, like clean up your debts right now, make amends, be good and true to yourself, stand in your integrity, get sober. This is, if you want to get sober, this is the day to get sober. If you're using your power at the expense of others, or you're making gains on the backs of other people that lack integrity, this is a day when it could really crumble in on you. And you're being asked to really get truthful with yourself on this day, to rid yourself of the guilt and the shame for the crimes and the missteps that you made in the past, and to really, really go deep, do some deep healing work on this day. Don't escape the responsibilities in your life right now. This is a time to really be in your word. We have Mercury in retrograde in Virgo on August 23rd. And I'm going to stop my share just so I can get closer to you. And that's August 23rd through September 15th. And I'll do a Mercury in retrograde video too for you guys, so we can look at all the retrogrades and what they mean. But if you are a Virgo, this is kind of hard for you because this is your chart ruler, or a Gemini. With Mercury in retrograde in Virgo, it's just really wonky. I mean, take good care of yourself. You could exhaust yourself in all of the details. You could lose your, PowerPoint presentation. So back everything up, and back up all your photos too. Make sure that you have all your photos backed up on a little drive, not just on the cloud. And then December 13th, Mercury is in retrograde in Capricorn and Sagittarius. So that's going to be really, really interesting. I'm going to take a couple questions. Do we have time? 12 to 1. I think Susie needs to get on here. But I'm just going to answer a couple of your questions. But what I wanted to know is, I just wanted to give you guys, a little bit, hold on, a little bit of a idea here. I wanted to tell you that for your birthday, you guys should all have your solar return chart and your report. Like every birthday, you should buy your solar return chart and report. And the reason why is it shows you in a different way your, here we go. I wanted to share this with you. It shows you what's going on. Like your solar return chart and report is completely different than your own chart. And it is really powerful. So if it's not your birthday and you want to get it done, you can get it done. This is it right here, your solar return report and chart. The package is so big. It's so fat and it is so accurate. The other thing I'm thinking that you might want to get, if you don't have it, is your 365 year forecast right here. So it gives you all 365 days based on your chart specifically. And then I also wanted to tell you that my new favorite report, which is so deep and so cool, is this Soul's Design report, if you just want to understand yourself better. And of course, that is if you've already gotten your starter package. So everybody should start with the starter package. So I wanted to tell you guys that. The next thing I want to tell you is next week's video is going to be really interesting. I am doing a true crime astrology look at the murder suspect in the Idaho killings. And I have his chart. Sadly, he's a Sagittarius with a Leo moon. His name is Brian Kohlberger. And I am looking at his whole chart so you guys can see what a suspected serial killer, they have DNA on him. So the sheriffs are pretty confident that he is the murderer. I want to know, have you guys heard about this murder in different countries? And I don't know if it will be interesting to you. It happened in Idaho, not very far from my house. That's the state next door to me. And he went to Washington State University, which is the second largest university here in my state. So it just is disgusting and heinous. So we're going to look at his chart. But I wanted to know if people even know about this crime that was committed. The 4 beautiful, radiant, gorgeous students that were murdered in their sleep with a butcher knife, with a hunting knife, I should say, a jagged edge hunting knife, all murdered in their sleep. And they caught him, and how they caught him was very interesting. You have so many serial killers. I know. And why are they all from Washington State? It's disgusting. Well, anyways, you guys will see his chart. And then what I do is I put his chart and his progress chart. He did the killings on November 13th. They just arrested him on the 30th. And I show you his chart, his progress chart with the transit of the exact time that the murders happened, which was at 3:30 a.m. And so that's going to be my next Sunday's video. I just wanted to tell you guys that. So the other thing is I wanted to say, stay on for Susie. Oh, my retreat in May is still happening. I just have been Gemini Mars opposing the sun. I've been so busy. I haven't been able to devote the time to it that I need to, but I'm doing my retreat here in Seattle. I probably can only have 40 people. Hopefully I'll have 40 people that want to come and learn astrology with me for the weekend. We'll go out at night. I'll show you Seattle. We'll go to, we'll probably do a tour of the Starbucks rotisserie. It's so cool. And the Ferris wheel downtown, the Space Needle. You guys will get to see Pike's Place Market and explore Seattle at night and then learn astrology with me during the day. It's going to be really, really cool. And that's probably going to happen in May. And if you are interested in being on the list and going, just write a note to Team Soul Navigation at gmail.com. And I also want to invite you guys to take advantage of Susie's flash sale, or you can get on my calendar or Connie Joe's calendar if you would like a reading. And yeah, be a subscriber and consider becoming a super supporter so you can see all my behind the scenes extended content videos. And do you guys have any quickie questions? I can't pull up charts today, but if you have a quickie question, I will answer them. Can you do intercepted houses? Yes, and I can just tell you that interceptions means that you have a whole 30 degrees within a house. Plus, you probably have a little bit of the sign before and the sign after. So that house should not be underestimated because it has a ton of energy in it. Now, the intercepted sign is sort of locked or bookend or trapped by the energy on either side of it. So it's kind of hard to access. But once you do access that energy, it's massive because you have all 30 degrees in that house. Oh, good. Susie's giving you her link to book a reading with her for her flash sale. And you can buy your readings in advance for her. So if you want to take advantage, you can buy a 15-minute reading with Susie for every month at her discounted price. Pluto crossing the descendant is there's probably psychological wounds around your friendships and your relationships that need to be transformed. So your relationships to other people are probably dying off and you're rebirthing new friendships. So I have a video called Pluto Through the Houses, and you should watch my Pluto in the 7th house. It is also a time to end people pleasing, over accommodating, over loving, over attaching, becoming either a dominant or a submissive, if you will, in an exaggerated degree, playing one role or the other. There's a power balance. There's a power imbalance in your relationships that needs to be sorted out. That was for Mackenzie. Are Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg born on a lucky day? Well, I'll tell you something. I think Bill Gates, you guys will have to check this out for me. I have not looked at Mark Zuckerberg's chart ever, nor Jeff's, nor Elon's, so I don't really know. But I know Bill Gates has a Jupiter Pluto, and I think Jeff Bezos does too. Go look and see if those powerful men, those 4 powerful white males, all have Pluto, Jupiter aspects that are huge to each other. Jupiter trine, Jupiter square, Jupiter conjunct Pluto. I mean, I don't think there's a Jupiter conjunct Pluto, but sextile, quincunx, Pluto rising. Powerful people have a Jupiter-Pluto aspect usually. Oh, Adrian says, everyone remember to like this video before you go. Yes, like the video, subscribe, please. And I'd love it if you guys would join. Elon has a cool Cancer Aquarius chart. He is wackadoodle. Isn't he just the most interesting person? I see one video with him and I absolutely adore him. And I'm like, oh, I love him with his kids. He's so cute. And then the next video, whatever he's saying, I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? I don't get you. And then the next video, I'm like, oh God, he's so good for mankind. And then the next video, I'm like, oh, he sucks for mankind. I cannot figure him out. Oh, DJ's in the house. I wish you'd play us some music, DJ. I love you. I love you. I love you. Happy New Year. Oh, Trevion, I want you to be here. I hope you got my email last night. I love you too. I want you to come to the retreat. You guys, the retreat's going to be really cool. Like if you really, 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 really want to learn, and I'm trying to make it super affordable, like really affordable, because I know Seattle's a far way to go. But the cool thing is there's a lot of direct flights to Seattle. We have a pretty big Seattle hub. What is the best site for accurate house placements? I don't know if my Pluto is in the 10th or 11th. Every chart is different. My sun is 11 degrees Scorpio and Saturn will me like Hughes. I would say mine. You should go to soulnavigation.com and click on the shop tab and buy a report. We do it in Placidus. And yeah, and then watch my video based on your Pluto placement. I have a whole Pluto playlist, Pluto through the houses. Betty, woohoo, welcome super supporter. You'll get all my behind the scenes videos and you can start binging on them now. I have like 50 videos just for super supporters that teaches you deep astrology. So it's not just your forecast. As a matter of fact, it's barely that. It's mostly teaching you how to understand your chart. So if you really want to learn astrology, just join the channel for a couple bucks a month and you'll get those videos. Can you help me understand what Venus in Capricorn and the midhaven in the 10th house is? Yes, go watch my Venus in Capricorn video. I go deep into it. And then watch my sun in the 10th house. That'll make you cry. That was for Tanya. I live 15 minutes away from downtown Seattle. So I'm definitely going to be at the retreat. Oh my gosh, Adrian, I think I'm going to have it at Pike's Place Market. So you got to come. You get free airfare. Oh, Charlie, Seattle's too far from me. Kendrick, get a chart with soul. It's $10. Yes, and they're gorgeous. And it doesn't look like this. This is not what it looks like, but I can probably show you what the gorgeous natal charts look like. Hold on. I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. So if you buy a chart from my shop, this is what it actually looks like. Aren't they beautiful? I think they are so easy to read, so easy to figure out because you can see actually see the degrees. You know, you can even count where they're at. You can see every single degree down here. And I just find the ones like on Astrodienst or the free ones, I can't even see the degrees. So I love it. Meredith, the entire world is asking where Brittany, as you should really do a little video on the astrology around her right now, because if nothing else, she'll go viral on TikTok. Oh, Britney Spears. I love Britney. I love her. Wow. And I have a lot to say about her. Do you mean Britney Spears? DR says, get a chart at Soul Navigation. There's way more information on Soul Navigation than on the free one I got online. Yeah, and you'll also get to see if your planets are out of bounds. You'll get to see your declinations. You'll get to see your true node and your mean node. Now, I use the mean node. This one says true node, but I actually use the mean node. Just think of the one that's really mean. Look at Susie as a unicorn. Isn't that cute? I love all my unicorns. It means you've been with me for 24 months. Name that chart. Yeah, that was right. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to say Happy New Year. I'm looking at you. And welcome, new super supporters. I love you. And I'll be in touch. And if you want to go to the retreat, just write to teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com and just say you want to be on the retreat list. And get ready. I'm going to launch my podcast. I was going to do it now, but Mercury's in retrograde. So I'm going to wait until after Mercury is in retrograde. And if you would like to be considered to be a guest on my podcast, if you have an interesting story, it's called Love Astrologically. Just write to me at teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com and let me know that you would like to be considered to be a guest. Okay, I can't wait. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, got to do Scientology getting busted by the FBI and Miscavige missing. I know that would be a cool astrology. Maybe that would be on my podcast. Juan is right. You guys really need your solar return chart and your solar return report for your birthday. So if your birthday is coming up in March and you want to know what does your year look like starting from March to the following March, you can buy it now. You just have to write to us after you buy it and say, please do this for my birthday coming up in 2023. So you don't get last year's. It's also very interesting to get last year's because then you'll be able to see how friggin' accurate it is. The solar return is, not very many people buy it. I think it's because they just don't know. It's probably like the third most important thing you should buy from my shop. And I just think people just don't know about it, but it is absolutely critical. So I just had my birthday. There is no way in heck I would not go get my solar return report and read it so I can know how to strategize for my next year, not just based on transits, but based on life events. So it goes deep into the life events that will be occurring because all your houses change. So the whole emphasis of your life is different. All right, you guys ready for Susie? I wish I had some intro music. Dun, dun, dun. Stay on for Susie. And I'll see you guys next week in my live chat when we're going to do true crime astrology. So get ready. Also, members, be looking for your